Righto guys, welcome to Creepers, Cryptid and Paranormal Corner. Sorry it's been quiet the last month. It's been a while since I brought out an episode. I'll have a few of them coming out the next couple of weeks. Had a bit going on with work and spending time with family over the Easter and Anzac Day long weekends. But we got out and did a few trips, so I'll be doing a few videos on that. But tonight I'm just going to do a quick video on a new research area I'm going to be hitting up over the next couple of months if the time permits. Now this area isn't new to me, I just haven't researched any cryptids out there. But after doing a few trips out there with my family, like with the missus and kids, I've seen a few signs that look pretty promising, and I've heard a lot of stories about the area over the years. Like, it's not new to me, my family grew up there. My nan, her brothers and sisters all roamed this bush as kids, exploring and that. My mum, uncle and auntie, they all grew up when they were kids, playing in this bush too. Like, I used to go out there and hang out with me mates. A few of them lived up there, and we'd go out and go running around the bush and running amok and having a bit of fun and stuff. Like, so it's really well known, this area and this bushland, but I never really looked into it about cryptids. I'd heard a lot of stories, and I've shared some of the stories on my earlier episodes on family members seeing yowies or UFOs and stuff all in this area. But yeah, after going out with the missus and kids, I've seen a few tree structures and crosses and that, and I did see something in the bush, but I'm not too sure what it is. With how bad the weather's been in Sydney the last couple of months, the missus, kids and I were actually going to go camping over the Easter Anzac long weekend, but we decided not to risk it as we didn't want to get stuck in the rain out in the tents and that. The kids would have gone crazy, they wouldn't have had any fun. So instead of that, we just spent a bit of time at home. We went down and checked out Carrington Falls. I'll be doing an episode on it. That's a really cool little area down the Southern Highlands. And then we also did 2 trips to this new research area. Now I just wanted to take the missus and the kids up to show them a few of the sites. There's a big waterfall, and there's a big sort of a lookout, just a big rock you can go to, and it looks over a big valley. So I wanted to take them out there. And I hadn't been down there for years and years. So the first trip we went to go to the waterfall, and we weren't too sure how much further we had to go. I had a rough idea, but I wasn't too sure, and the kids sort of had enough, and the little son's only real young, so you got to carry him most of the way, and me and the missus had been taking turns, and she basically carried him the whole way while I was recording and stuff, but we were taking turns with that, and the kids wanted to go home, so we ended up going. We ended up eventually finding out we're only about 5-minute walk from the waterfall, so we were spewing. So we went out and done another trip out there. A couple of days later, my son was at daycare. So we thought, we'll go down to the waterfall, and we changed our mind and decided we'll go to have a look at the cliff. We ended up going out there, and we didn't go as far as we should have, but we were pretty close to it, and they had a lot of fun in that. But so this video I'm going to be putting up, just going to be a bit of a mashup of these 2 trips we took up there, some of the good bits that we found. There was a few things I found up there that I didn't actually record, and I don't know why I didn't, but yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a mashup of that, and I'll be getting out and doing a fair bit of research in this area over the coming months. It's a perfect habitat for any type of cryptid to be thriving unnoticed in untouched wilderness. In this area, my extended family has had multiple yowie encounters, UFO sightings, seen big cats. This area is actually known to have wild dogs and even populations of dingoes. Family friends have actually gotten casts of massive cat prints. There's even stories my family's told of a cave that actually you can get into and travel 15 to 20 kilometres, and you actually come out in a whole different location. All my family members as children were actually warned to stay away from this cave, as one of the family members had actually seen and encountered a creature that inhabited the cave. Never actually found out what this creature was. Was it a yowie or a dogman or something, or was it just a big black cat? Or is it actually a whole different type of cryptid? Hopefully over the next couple of months we might actually be able to find out. Now this area I've spoken about, one of my big cat encounters I had, the one that was a tan colour, looked like a cougar, actually jumped out in front of me when I was driving as a teenager. And this is the same area I've actually encountered big bright orange unidentified lights doing manoeuvres in the sky that nothing I've seen in the world could actually do. No tech, no airplanes, helicopters, nothing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Now on the couple of trips I took up there with my family recently, we actually heard a few odd things in the bush. We've seen structures, tree breaks, crosses. I even caught sight of a thing, and I thought it was a big cat and zoomed in and that, and it's actually just a burnt log. But it's funny how much the terrain around out in the bush can actually trick you with what you see. It, with your own eyes, you'd swear it would have been a big black panther sitting in the bush, but when you zoomed in, it was actually a burnout tree stump. I did actually catch sight of a big, massive black creature or a spirit watching me. I was actually standing next to a big black burnout gum tree. I still don't know what this thing was. It was at least 3 times thicker than the gum tree that was standing next to. Jet black, the same, nearly identical to the black on this burnout gum tree. And it would have been between 2 to 3 meters tall. I know that's a big difference, but until I can get out there again and actually measure up the area that it was standing, I don't really want to get too precise with the measurements. But yeah, that's the best I can estimate, between 2 to 3 meters tall from where I was standing up on this rock ledge looking down towards it. It's a bit hard to put you out, but it was definitely massive. The sheer size and shape of this creature just made me think Yowie straight away. Well, what got me was when I started to record it with my camera, I was actually seeing it there. I was actually looking at it with my own eyes, but when I looked at the camera and looked on my screen, you couldn't actually see it in the recording. Like, you couldn't see it through the camera, through the eye lens, through my little digital screen on the camera. You just couldn't see it. The creature was standing right there, but it wasn't visible on the camera. And unfortunately, it wasn't on the recording either when I got home and checked it on the computer. Again, who knows what this creature is, but hopefully over the next couple of months we might actually be able to find out. Now, this clip here is just the one that shows the black burnout stump that we all thought was a big black cat. It was just really weird that I noticed it was so far away, and when you zoom right in, eventually you can see that it's just a stump, but on the way in with the zoom, you're still a bit freaked out, going, holy shit, that cat just sitting there looking at us. The next little clip will be of a tree structure that was right near where we seen this cat. There's 2 big trees actually fallen over and landed on each other, but they're actually on top of another tree, and it just doesn't look natural. It was just really odd, so I thought I'd take a few photos of that. And then this next video after that will actually be, I actually found a branch that was actually stuck in the track. Now, I know they've been finding them up in Queensland and up the Blue Mountains and that. It's just really odd, and I still don't know why they're doing it, but the creature's actually going around sticking branches into the ground. This one's not too deep, so it could be just a coincidence. It could have fallen and landed like that, but who knows. I just thought I'd put it up. Now, this next clip is when I seen the big dark figure, or creature, or spirit, whatever it was, actually standing next to the burnout gum tree. You'll notice the camera sort of pans around a bit, and that's when I started looking through the camera trying to record the creature, and I couldn't actually see it through the camera, so I thought it must have moved. So I was looking around for it, and I dropped the camera down and looked with my own eyes, and I can still see the creature standing there. So I whipped the camera back up, zoom in again, and sure enough, you can't see it on the camera at all. It still does me head in. Like, I can't understand why I couldn't pick it up with the camera, and that's what made me thought maybe it was actually a spirit, not a living, breathing yowie. This quick little clip is actually, I thought it was a creature moving in the bush. When I zoomed in, I seen movement, and it was obviously just a bit of wind. This section here looks like it'd be good for a night stakeout. Next couple of videos and photos I'm going to be showing you will be a few crosses I found, a few tree breaks and stuff like that. Now, I've seen a lot more crosses and tree breaks and that, but these are the ones that didn't really look naturally, like couldn't have happened from a bit of wind or a big storm coming through. These look like they'd actually been done on purpose. Now, the next little clip, it's actually the first time my daughter flew the drone. She's doing such a good little job with it. She was getting the hang of it real good and cruising around having a bit of fun, and she sent it in reverse down a bit of a track, and it clipped the tiniest little branch hanging off a big gum tree, and it just dropped it out of the sky. The poor little thing, she was that upset about it, but just went down and grabbed it and checked it over. It was all good. Even if it wasn't all good, she was having heaps of fun and got it going again, and she had a bit more of a turn, and she was heaps better then. But yeah, then the missus had to go, and the clip that the drone comes shooting at me, that was her having a bit of fun trying to play chicken with me. By the end of the day, my daughter had a few more turns with the drone, and she was flying it real good, eventually going down the track and walking along behind it. Can't believe how easy these drones are to use. If you know how to use a PlayStation or an Xbox, like, you'll pick it up that quick. My daughter's only 6 and she picked it up in no time. I was only the DJI Mini SE. It's 2.7K. It's not actually the 4K, but when you look at the footage, it's actually not much difference between it and my Sony 4K Handycam that I use. As I was saying, this untouched wilderness has actually got a swimming hole. It's like a hidden oasis with a big waterfall on it. It's got caves to explore. There's at least 5 different creek systems not far from each other. There's these cliff faces that they look like they actually have more cave systems. And most importantly, untouched bushland, as far as the eye can see, filled with native flora and fauna. So we have shelter, we have food, most importantly we've got plenty of water, and extremely thick bushland that plenty of creatures could go undetected for thousands of years. Who knows what we might find out in this area. So there you go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed a little preview of our new research area. Hopefully you find a heap of evidence over the next couple of months, and I'll be doing a heap of videos out here as much as I can, just to keep you up to date with our findings. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and share the video around. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. Sorry I've been a bit busy lately. I haven't uploaded much. I'll be getting into a few interviews over the next few weeks and doing a few more episodes on different cryptids and stuff like that around the world, and I'll be bringing out a few more videos, hopefully more up in this new research area, but also at this Carrington Falls that me and the family went to the last couple of days as well. Anyway, until next time, keep safe out there, guys. Cheers.